The Kansas City Chiefs are off yet to another great start to the NFL season. They're undefeated, sitting at 4-0, just one of two teams currently standing that undefeated mark. Number one in the AFC West, and of course number one in the AFC. But it isn't the statistics that are necessarily telling you the full story of this Kansas City Chiefs team and Kansas City Chiefs success. Patrick Mahomes, a fantastic quarterback, two-time MVP, three-time Super Bowl MVP. Some say he's the greatest quarterback of all time, and if he isn't, he's at least the number 2 greatest quarterback of all time. Revolutionary, yes, we all know. But when you look at Patrick Mahomes this season, this has not been the case even a little bit. This is actually the worst start to Patrick Mahomes' career he has ever had statistically. Currently this year, Patrick Mahomes has thrown one of the worst touchdown to interception ratios in the entirety of the NFL. And his QBR rating is in the bottom 10 as well. But what exactly does this inquire? I mean, the team is 4-0. His picks obviously doesn't mean that much, right? Well, let's take a look into the games that they are winning. It all starts week 1 versus the Baltimore Ravens. The season opener, Thursday Night Football. Patrick Mahomes is faced off versus superstar Lamar Jackson in a pretty consistent quarterback duel in a rivalry we'll be seeing to continue for years to come. But it isn't just an ordinary game, as Patrick Mahomes takes his team and earns the lead going up into the final minute of the game and essentially gives Lamar Jackson the chance to play hero ball and win his team the first game of the season and beat Patrick Mahomes, something he's been struggling to do his entire career. Isaiah Likely makes a fantastic catch, puts them within scoring distance. Lamar Jackson is playing superhero ball and misses.
Oh, incomplete. Flowers was wide open.
This is a wide open touchdown to Zay Flowers that would have essentially tied the game up if Justin Tucker did his job. Patrick Mahomes is on the sideline grinning, smiling because he thinks this game is won. Lamar Jackson throws an absolute strike to the back of the end zone to his star tight end Isaiah Likely.
Touchdown! What a play! Isaiah Likely! No!
When he catches it, ruled a touchdown. Further review takes a look, and Isaiah Likely's foot was out of bounds, and that was the last play of the game, ending the game and giving the win to the Kansas City Chiefs. Sure, we see tight rope games like this all the time in the NFL. This doesn't really mean too much. Mahomes still threw 2 touchdowns. Yes, he did throw an interception, but I mean, the dudes came out with the win, right? Okay, cool. Patrick Mahomes takes on Joe Burrow, a fellow rival. This time, Joe Burrow is actually beating Mahomes more times than he's beating him, and he's the only active quarterback to beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. This matchup is going to be a great one, and a great one that it is. In the final quarter, the Bengals almost are running away with the ball after Patrick Mahomes throws an interception as one of the greatest interceptions I've ever seen, a one-handed pick. And previously, the refs saved Patrick Mahomes from throwing a pick when they called a flag, so he had thrown 2, actually 3 picks this game. Anyways, after one of the most fantastic interceptions you will ever see, Patrick Mahomes' team forces a fumble on Joe Burrow, scoop and score, and now the game is tied. Joe Burrow does Joe Burrow things, drives down the field, gets his team up, gets his team some points. Patrick Mahomes now has the ball on the final drive, as he pretty much always does, because the refs are, well, on his. Mahomes drives down the field, throws an incomplete pass on 4th down, essentially ending this game, giving the Chiefs their first loss of the season early on. But wait, the refs throw a flag, giving not only Patrick Mahomes another opportunity to get a first down, but giving him his team the required to be within field goal distance to shut this game away. What does he do? Well, his kicker makes the field goal, and the Chiefs win the game. But why does all of this matter? Why does Patrick Mahomes winning close games even have any relevance to the Chiefs' record? It's the NFL. Any team can beat any team. Well, you might be right when you're speaking in those terms. But when it comes to the playoffs, this type of winning and this type of football just isn't sustainable. This season, the Chiefs have won by the largest margin of 7 points. Every game is a 1-possession game. And to be a team that wants to three-peat, This will not fly. The Kansas City Chiefs are the enemy of every single team in the NFL. And not to mention, star tight end Travis Kelce is not of old Travis Kelce. This is a guy that is almost completely washed. This is a guy that is on his last season in the NFL. And without your superstar bailout to help Patrick Mahomes when defense gets tight in the playoffs, there are no other options. Rashee Rice just tore his ACL, who was the guy that was stepping up, making the all-star plays when Xavier Worthy and Travis Kelce weren't. Now that he's gone, he doesn't even have his other star-studded receiver, Marquise Brown. It's going to be all up to Mahomes and Xavier Worthy. But when you're winning by such a short margin, the mistakes that you make on offense are only going to be amplified. In this season, Patrick Mahomes is making the most mistakes, with 5 interceptions thrown to just 6 touchdowns. This ratio is by no means good. And when you think about it in the perspective, his QBR is the lowest of his entire career, and it's really not even close. And this is a guy that we all expect to play well. Yes, maybe he's just having an off season, but this isn't a coincidence. You take a look at his worst season is his season that he doesn't have his best friend and dynamic duo partner, Travis Kelce, and everything else seems to be falling apart quietly because this team is undefeated. But going into the season, this will not be sustainable. Patrick Mahomes either needs to change his play style or the Chiefs will be in huge trouble come the playoffs if they are even lucky enough to make it at this rate. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, stay tuned for more content. Hit the subscribe button. Peace.